We're back on the river again today. I have been here before about 2 years ago. I came here one time late in the year. Water was really cold, but I found a few Civil War things, and I found an area, sorry, I got the machine on, and I found an area that looked really good. Now, I'm working my way up to that spot now. I got about another mile or so to go, but I'm just gonna, kind of work my way. And I just found something. I wasn't going to start the video until I did, so I guess I'm going to start the video. I can see that it's a pocket watch, and it's in about 2 inches of water, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, let me show you something real quick. Today we're going to be hunting with the Garrett AT Max again. I've got it basically set up in the 0 mode with discrimination up fairly high. I might bump that down if we can get out of this wire and nails and stuff right now, but I have it basically so that we'll hear big iron, but not necessarily the smaller things like gun tools. But anyway, I got a good signal here, and I looked down, thought that was probably a can lid, but I believe it's probably a pocket watch. What do you think? Is it Civil War? Kind of doubt it. Oh wow, that's awesome. Look at that thing. Hard to believe. It's been in the water a while, obviously. It's got a twisty top, so I think that makes it post-Civil War, but it's actually kind of a nice looking watch, isn't it? I can't tell what kind of design. It looks like it has some swallows on the back. I think that's traditionally like a well, I'm not sure what they stand for. I could have probably told you a couple years ago, but anyway, the pocket watch is my first official find, except for a pull tab, which I did not video. But we're going to go ahead and work this bank a little bit harder right here, and work up to where I found that Civil War stuff, because I have high hopes for that place. I don't know if we'll find a ton, but I think we'll find some neat things. We'll see you later. So I'm about a foot from where I found the watch, and I got another little squeaker signal, and I dug it up, and I think it's just a fired bullet. This is probably a more modern bullet. I was hoping it might be melted lead when I first saw it, because that would indicate a camp nearby, like possibly right up in the field beside me. Because soldiers melted a lot of bullets, and after the Civil War, people just didn't run around melting lead in campfires. So usually when you find melted lead like that, you're looking at, the Civil War era, 1860s and before. Could be Revolutionary War over here anyway. So I'm about a foot away from where I found that fired bullet and the pocket watch, and I just found a little musket ball. Small caliber, so I can't really say this is Civil War era. Usually they're, the big 69 caliber balls are mostly military, but this is smaller. Could be Civil War era, could be later, could be earlier. But I think we're in a good spot. I've only moved a couple feet, and we got all up through here to look. Yeah, hopefully, I'm kind of hoping actually, that we'll never even make it to the spot I want to go. That means we're finding stuff. Still finding a fair amount of targets, but they're mostly just modern things. I got a fired bullet here. You can tell this is modern because it's copper jacketed, so it's going to tell us it's 1900 or later. And I found a couple 22 bullets as well. But we're going to keep at it. We're going to just hang out here for just a little bit longer. That musket ball, that drop musket ball, kind of gave me some good feelings about this place. Well, I just got another bullet, but it is a modern fired bullet. At least it's post-Civil War. So we're going to go ahead and move out of this area, work our way upstream a little bit, and get closer to the Civil War relics, at least where they used to be. I just found another modern bullet that's post-Civil War, and a dead giveaway on these things, just so you know, and this is a real easy way to see, is if you look in the groove right there by my dirty thumbnail, you can see it has little hatches that go up and down, vertical hatches inside the groove. Anytime you see that, that is going to be a post-Civil War bullet, because that feature wasn't really invented until after the war. So if you see, groove going around and little lines going up and down all the way inside that groove, all the way around it, post-Civil War for sure. Found a nice horseshoe. I'll definitely keep this one. I like horseshoes. I don't know why, but I do. I just found another horseshoe in the same hole. Got nails in it too. This could be one that died or died and floated down here and rotted away. Look, there's something else there. What's that? That That could be part of some type of harness or something too. Looks fairly old. Maybe there's another horseshoe right there, look. And it's 3 horseshoes in a pile. Well, maybe there's some good harness parts in here, like US bit bosses or CS bit bosses or something cool like that, you know. We'll keep looking. I'll let you listen to it. Let me throw these things in the boat real quick. There's actually a lot of iron in this area, so I'm just going to hit it with a magnet real quick. Go over the area where I just found those horseshoes or something else. That's part of a plowing or harrow or some sort. That's definitely for tilling the ground. I'll knock that off real quick and we'll try again over here. Because you never know what else could be here. This could be just an old farm dump, I suppose. Yeah, that's pretty old though. Looks like it's burned too. See how it looks kind of reddish? Usually that's indication of being burned. So this must be some sort of farm dump because I'm finding a lot of pieces of iron. I can see more things. So let's just walk around and eyeball a few things for a minute. I can see something else right here. Not sure what it is. Still not sure what that is. I'm going to go ahead and throw everything in a pile out here somewhere. Already started a pile. Right there, okay? So I suspect all along this bank here is going to have stuff. So let's just do that, and we're going to walk around. We're going to get rid of the boat here and the machine, just kind of tie it off for a minute, both of them. And let's just walk up here and look, because I could see some more stuff. That's a rock. I saw something else up here. Another horseshoe, I believe. Do you see it? I know I saw one. There's something interesting. That looks like a sickle, maybe. A scythe or a sickle. No, there's a horse. What's this? Look, what's this? What's that? What's this? What's that? Another big piece of iron. You know what? I'm going to throw it right there for now. Where we can see everything. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff in here. No, that's not a sickle. That's some type of hook. A piece of farm equipment. Or household equipment. That's something there? No. I know there's at least one horseshoe behind me because I could see it faintly in the mud. I thought there'd be a lot of stuff in here. I thought there was going to be. Let's go back and grab the machine and look because I don't see any more. Sorry about that. I know there's going to be a lot more iron here, just that I can't see any more than what I'm seeing right now. So let's grab the, there's something there called iron. I don't know what that is. Let's go look. That's an old piece of aluminum, probably from the flood. Alright, my pick's right over here by my machine somewhere. I know it's right in here, so I set it beside it. Of course, I don't see it now. Alright, somewhere right up in here, so the outline of a horseshoe. Oh, there it is, probably. Yep, another horseshoe. Looks like a slightly different size, doesn't it? Yeah, it's a different horseshoe for sure. Let's go ahead and throw that up there. And we're gonna grab all this stuff after a bit. Let's just go up through here with a pick real quick, see what else we have. Big old piece of iron. Not sure what that is. Any ideas? I'm really kind of hoping maybe we can find an old, old bayonet or pistol or something the farmer just threw in that he had laying around, because that does happen. Yeah, I don't hear any more or feel any more with the magnet, so let's go ahead and grab the metal detector. Ah, there's something. Oh, it's heavy. Another horseshoe. Yeah. It's kind of funny because the place I want to go, which is upriver a little ways from here, the water's way over my head, but I could see down. This was like 2 years ago or something. I could see down. I could see a lot of horseshoes on the bottom. And it got me to thinking there might be some other stuff, but it was just way too cold. I had a wetsuit on, there's no way I could have gotten down to the bottom, so I didn't explore it. And I didn't go back last year for some reason. But let's go ahead and grab the metal detector. We'll hit a few more things here. And if we don't turn up a gun or a bayonet or a cannonball, we'll move on quickly. So I'm still working my way through this iron patch where the farmer dumps stuff, and there's so much iron that I'm kind of only hitting the high points now. Keeping some of the horseshoes. I just saw this little wheel thingy here. Thought it was kind of cute. No idea what it goes to or how old it is, but I suppose we'll just leave that there. We're going to continue up through here for a few minutes. I'm not finding anything but horseshoes and just farm junk, so we're not going to spend too much more time here. Unless we find something good, like Granddad's CS belt buckle that they threw out in 1920. Because it could happen. It did happen. Maybe just not here. I have my first non-iron object right there. At least I don't think it's iron. And I can see something else over there that may not be. This gave me a sweet, sweet signal, though. I don't recognize it for anything yet. Do you? No idea. I thought it was brass, but I don't think it is because it's kind of rotted right there a little bit. So it might be pot metal with something else on top. Sounded really good though. Let's go see what this thing is. Looks like a milker from here, but I don't think it is. Toilet bowl flushy thingy maybe. I think that's what that is. It's not, it's plastic by the way. Well, this is getting a little more interesting at least. It's a tool. Don't know if that would be a blacksmith's tool or not, but it could be. It's got kind of a small blade on the end, cutting edge. I like it. We'll save that one for sure. It's got writing on it too. I can't make it out, but if it says something cool, I'll let you know what it is. Might just be the weight. I hope that noise doesn't bother you too much. That's where they make Soylent Green up there. They got a factory. But anyway, you know that that thing I just found, that tool, it actually is really cool. I can read the writing now. I'm going to show it to you. Can you make out what it says? I do believe that says B&O, which will stand for the B&O Railroad, Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, which is really, really neat. I love the B&O. I don't know if I've ever really found anything marked like this before from the railroad. So this is a genuine tool that was owned by the B&O Railroad that some farmer pitched in the water at some point. So I like it. That's the best find of the day by far. So this thing is kind of neat. I actually found part of one of these several years ago and didn't know what it was. And some of you viewers actually told me. That's the part I found in the end. It didn't look exactly like that, but I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. And that's the rest of it, which I did not find last time. I was told that this is actually a burner, like a gas burner of some sort. And I would believe that, because that looks like a hollow tube going down to where, yeah, look, you can see the little nozzle things in the middle of it right there. That's pretty cool. I'm not going to save it. I suspect it has something to do with the railroad, because the last one I found was right along the railroad as well. So I'm going to leave it in the water, but I might come back for it later. I wonder if it says B&O. Maybe I should look at it a little bit closer. This is kind of a neat thing I'm standing on right here. Do you know what it is? It's a pile of rocks. It goes across the river, and it's kind of like in a V shape with a point pointing downriver. You see the rocks are piled into the bank here. And they go out this way, out to the middle, and then they go back up to the other shore over there. Now, I've showed you these before. Probably hasn't been for a few years, though. And I'm going to tell you what it is right now. This is a fish weir. This is something people would build, a dam across the river, a weir across the river. Do you know what the difference is between a dam and a weir? A weir is a dam that the water flows over the top. I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But anyway, this is probably was made by the North American Indians, possibly thousands of years ago. Now, colonials and actually people through the 1800s did use fish weirs like this to catch fish, but this was probably made by the Indians. What they do is they'd pile up these big rocks into this V shape. The tribe would go upriver, beat the water with sticks and yell and splash and make all kinds of noise, scare the fish down. They would hit this wall, go to the center, and if you look in the center, you can kind of see a chute. Now, what they would have in that chute right there would be a basket or containment area or nets. And the fish would swim into them, and the Indians could just stand there and spear them and kill them. for food. So this is a fish trap of sorts. These are up and down the rivers all over. In fact, if you look at Google Earth, on shallow rivers, you'll see these V's in the rivers everywhere, and that is indication that that is a fish weir and that there were camps nearby. So we need to keep our eyes open and look for arrowheads and stuff along the banks and whatnot as we're walking. In fact, we're going to go down here just a little ways where this clay is, and we're going to work our way back up and just kind of look for an arrowhead or two. So I'm working my way up the river bank, and I'm just finding a lot of these type of things, which is pretty dangerous, and a lot of fired .45 caliber pistol ammunition. So I think we're going to go ahead and scoot out of here and get further up. The way the mud is showing here, I don't think we're going to see any arrowheads anyway, because there's like a little layer of silt over everything. So I found my first solid lead homemade sinker. Not sure what it's made out of, but it's got a groove right there. See, it's got a hole on the end for the string. We're going to go ahead and work our way along this edge here and stay in this deeper water for a while and see what we can find. Still a fair ways from where I want to go, but you know, there could be a camp right above us here, Civil War camp, because we are close to where I found stuff before. So hopefully we'll find some bullets, bayonets, guns, belt buckles, gold coins, and a cannon, a bronze Napoleon. I'll take a 6-pounder, but a 12-pounder would be nice too. Tube, that is. I actually saw this one before I even got to it, but it looks like the same type of sinker. Right down there. Yeah, let's go take a look up close. Yep, exact same thing. It even has that little groove right there, so I don't know what that's all about. Feels like a solid lead though. It looks like lead too, not like a solder, but could just be solder. I'm not sure. See any more? Let's run the machine over it. No. I hear some iron. Lots of iron down there, like fence wire and stuff, but no lead signals. Let's put her away. Get back to business. No idea what this is, but it's a nice high squeak. Let's find out together. Might be able to see just the edge of it, I'm not sure. Yep, I did. This is a big lead sinker, homemade. I like it. I love these things. I don't know why, but they are so cool. Hopefully we'll find some made out of bullets in here somewhere. I don't see any, but I'm looking. This is an interesting little piece of iron. I think this is some sort of strap holder thingy. Yeah, you can see the little teeth on it right there. Some thick straps went through here. I can't remember what it was used for, but I've seen them before. Something to do with farming or harvesting crops, that's for sure. Huh. We'll save it. So we finally made it to the place that I wanted to come to today. And I found my first little doodad. It's a homemade sinker. Nothing real special, but at least it's old. Just found a bullet sinker. This is actually made out of a Civil War era Sharps bullet. If you look at it up close, you can see it's got the rings right here. That's like a high base Sharps. And it's got a hole in the top. It's a square hole, well, a rectangular hole. That's where they would have punched a square nail through it. So that's pretty cool right there. I love it. Now what I'm actually hoping to find is some Spencer carbine cartridges, the whole things. Because the last time I was here I found some. I can't remember how many, maybe half a dozen or so. But I haven't been back since, and there's obviously targets here, so hopefully I missed about 1,000 of them. 1,000, a whole case of them just scattered on the bottom, but the carbine right next to it. I have a nice little squeaky signal here, but I also just found this, so I need to be very, very careful about what I'm doing. I'm going to put this up on the boat for now. Hopefully I won't break that later, but this is a squeaky signal. I'm hoping it might be one of those, what did I say it was? A Spencer carbine bullet. A Spencer carbine cartridge. Sounds like it's about the right size, and it's reading like it could be. A little higher than a bullet, because of course it would have the brass on it. Let's go under and see if we can see anything. Might not be enough current for you though. try to do is fan some of this silt out of the way so you can see better. I don't know if we're down to it yet or not, but I think we're getting close. This is a modern copper jacketed bullet, so I'll have to be a little more selective in what we're going to shoot video on. Otherwise, I'm going to have hours and hours and hours of stuff to go through. So let's go ahead and try to find something really good first, and then we'll start videotaping those signals. Now this is a weird little find right here. No idea what it is, but it says something like Florin, Australia, 1944. A couple kangaroos on it, and I guess a shield of some sort. I guess it's a button. I don't know. It's metal for sure. All right, here's a little bit of a close-up for you. Hopefully you can make it out. So I'm finding a lot of really junky stuff. I did just find this big lock though, which is kind of interesting. I'll have to scope this area out. It gets kind of deep right there. I don't think it's over my head, but maybe we'll find a gun or something like that thrown in there. Or another lock. This just gave me an awesome signal. I thought it was a plate, or at least hoping it was a belt buckle or something, but it isn't. It's a piece of junk made in Taiwan. Funny thing is, when I was brushing the silt off of it, jawbone with the teeth came washing out. It was too small for a human. But it was just kind of weird. I don't like it very much. This is kind of weird. I'm finding a bunch of these cartridges down there. Whole ones. It looks... there's probably one right there. Machine's going behind me. But yeah, there's a bunch of them down there. Most of them are broken open. Let's go take a quick peek. Got too many things beeping at me. My pinpointer's on, my machine's beeping. But here's like the tip to one, you know, the actual bullet part. I'll look around a little bit more just to see if there's anything else cool that somebody might have thrown in here, like a bayonet, you know, World War II era bayonet or something. But that machine drives me nuts. There's so many of them. I have another lock. This one's kind of beat up too, isn't it? Water's a little bit deeper here, and it's quite murky because the current's kind of actually moving that way back upstream. So I can't really get any good footage, but I'll show you what I find as I find it, if it's worth looking at. It's just kind of neat. I have a piece of pig iron, but it's unusual in that it has the furnaces, the pig iron furnace's name stamped in it. Now, I know that's the name of the furnace for sure, so we're going to keep that and do some research on it a little bit later. Look what I just found. A Garrett pinpointer. The old style. Someone gooped it. And, well, I guess I'm not the first one here, am I? Or the only one that's hunted this spot. It's definitely not mine, though, because I don't use tape on mine. But, yeah, somebody used this. They waterproofed it and lost it here in this little hole. That's where all my relics went, I guess. I'm still finding stuff, so I'm happy. Wonder if it still works. Oh my God, it works. Well, it comes on anyway. Might have a really low battery, but yeah, it's kind of cool. At least it comes on. Yeah, someone didn't have a lanyard attached. Oh, Mr. Bo now. See, he has a lanyard attached. See? This is the same kind I showed you earlier. It's the key back. This is actually for a key holder, and it works really great for the pinpointers. Awesome. Found a pinpointer. Remember what these are, don't you? Yep, they're window weights from the old style windows. I'm not going to carry them out. They're way too heavy. Adios. I think I just saw a watch down there. It's really cloudy now, though. That is one heavy watch. Wow, what is it? Still running. I ain't sure what kind it is. I don't know my watches. Well, it must be a halfway decent watch because it's still running. Monday the 10th. That's the wrong date, though. Orient, huh? Yeah, we'll keep her. Looks like it broke, didn't it? Oh well. So I'm wrapping up the day here on the river. I found a lot of stuff. Nothing like super sweet, but it was a good day. I had a lot of fun. I just met two guys metal detecting in the river as I was floating down in my kayak, and I stopped and talked to them for a while. They're real nice guys. They've been having a little luck too, so I guess all the luck is being shared, which is nice. Let's see, I found a tackle box right after I talked to him. I was floating through the rapids, looked down, there's a tackle box. Apparently somebody must have flipped in their canoe or whatever, so I did get that as well, and I'll show it to you here right now. These are my finds for the day. Now you've seen a lot of this stuff, of course. The pocket watch is pretty neat. I like that. It's one of my favorite finds, and of course that weird medallion thingy that says Australia 1944 is kind of odd as well. For some reason, I'm thinking I found another one like that the first time I came to this spot years ago. So that might be in another video actually, or one like it anyway. Nice watch, it's still running. Several locks, a giant sinker. I mean, that thing is huge. I don't know what they're fishing for with this thing, but they had a big one. Oh yeah, one bullet sinker, several homemade sinkers. There's a whole bunch of these 30-06 casings or whatever they are up there in the river. Looks like it's might be a little bit strange for. I don't think that's a 30-06. I should clean that up, but there's a bunch of them up there, and I just quit digging them because, well, they weren't easy to dig. Found a pinpointer. It still works, so I'm going to put a new battery in it and see how it does. At least comes on anyway. Of course, you saw my B&O hammer. Bunch of horseshoes, piece of pig iron with the foundry's name on it, or the furnace's name on it, and that's the tackle box I found that has some sinkers and bobbers and hooks and nothing really great, but I'll take it because it's free, and you know what? We like free. Alright, so I gotta head home. I hope you enjoyed the video tonight, and we will get on the river again, hopefully tomorrow. It's supposed to be like 97 today, but I don't think it ever got that hot. At least I didn't feel it, so we'll see you on the next video. Hold your breath.